Alright, guys. This is your boy Lego One Half Enduro. I got some free time. If you have not seen a video in a while, it's because I'm basically on vacation with my wife. So, just been busy, but this is basically the second to last day. And I got some time and I wasn't watching a lot of stuff. I was basically playing games and liking my Nintendo Switch for playing games. I was playing some Nintendo Switch 1 games on my Nintendo Switch 2. And it's been pretty good. The two games I've been playing, other than Mario Kart World, which I enjoy, was I was playing Xanadu, Tokyo Xanadu X EX Plus, which is a classic color classic. I like it. I'm having fun with that. And then I've been playing Yuma, the new Alte game. That is pretty good as well too. And with the Switch 2, it's been running. I have not seen no problems, but going for what people are saying, they're saying, hey, Switch 1 has problems, slow it, whatever. But on Switch 2, it's been running really well. And again, I will say this. I bought it for the Switch 1, so I didn't really care, but in that regard. But we're gonna look at this video right here. He said Nintendo has lost their magic. Now, this was 3 days, so this is way after the Donkey Kong reaction direct. So we're gonna see what he gotta say. It's his opinion piece, and I'm just gonna apply my logical facts to it to see what he's talking about. But are we gonna see? As Floyd said, I told him that, hey, yes, you're correct. And shout out to Floyd, you're correct. These are people who are just using rage bait. It is been and is going to always be. Now, I'll tell you this again. I'm not telling anybody out there to buy a Switch 2. You don't have to buy a Switch 2. You can enjoy all the games on the Switch 1. And if you don't want to buy a Switch 1, then okay. Don't buy a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not one of those Nintendo channels that tell you I have to buy these consoles, whatever. But I'm just gonna your preference is your preference, and that's what it is. But let's just see what he says.
Nintendo has kind of lost its magic, at least in my opinion.
Okay.
And to a lesser degree to you and a bigger degree to me, they've lost my love as a gamer.
Okay.
Now, look, if you're going down to the...
This is a preference thing, but I want to call this out here just a second, because again, I'm not gonna argue preference. Excuse me, per se. But I want to set this up before I say anything, which is this. They lost their magic. I mean, after Donkey Kong, after playing Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong, after playing Mario Kart World and seeing Donkey Kong, I am more excited for playing some good games again. Nintendo magic, they say. It's still there. But again, hear what he got to say first before I say anything more. I just want to preface that up. I'm excited. He's saying that that Nintendo's lost their magic. I'm like, what are games you see out there that has that magic? Are there some games on PlayStation that has that? Yeah, I got that. There's some games on Xbox that have that. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it ain't. PC, yeah. So there is places to play games if your preference is that. And like I said, I can't argue against your preference because that's what you like. But let's see if he's gonna go preference wise, or he's gonna use factual based stuff and then change it around. Now I might do the whole video, or might not do. I might just do until I get, like I said, if it's preference, then I'm not gonna argue. I've done a video before when I was gonna use a female person, and she was like, oh, blah, 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 Nintendo's lost their magic, and the anti-consumer, you know how I am with that, all that crap and whatever. But then, come to see after Donkey Kong Country, the Donkey Kong Bonanza, she's like, you know what, I think I like this game, Nintendo's got... I'm like, what do y'all make these videos for? Like, literally, like, you contradict yourself and just look like a-holes. But let's go.
Comments right now to say something like grifter or milking Nintendo drama or anything like that.
Drama, yes.
I've made videos about Nintendo recently because they are currently the most relevant in a long line of companies who are actively going against their fans and users to weaponize nostalgia or FOMO or the sunken cost factor.
Weaponize this. Off the bat, what the hell? Weaponize this? Okay. Literally off the bat, bruh. Literally weaponize nostalgia. What do you think when you play Nintendo games? You think Mario, you think Zelda, you think Metroid, you think those kind of games. That's only on one console. So that's weaponizing it? Somebody help these fools. You're starting off wrong, my G.
Policy to convince those fans to buy their latest shiny gaming thing without question. But
well, yes, you can't play games without a gaming console. Duh. Jeez.
It's not the first time I've done something like this. I've called out Sony in the past for their horrible anti-consumer actions when they delisted Helldivers 2 from God knows how many countries, and I called out Xbox for their half-assed closure of the Xbox 360 store. I've even sold...
Okay. I don't know, the Helldivers thing, that one's legit, and I get that one. The 360 store, it was going to happen. Again, what you all... This is not a Nintendo thing. This is a stupid thing. What do you think? They should just run the service forever? What kind of bullcrap do you guys... This is the dumbness. This is the dumbness of some gamers. You should... Oh, because I like it, I should spend millions of dollars to keep a server up for you 10 years after... Well, 360. Yeah. 15 years after the service is done, we got to give you that. You all ain't paying for it no more. Y'all doing the other stuff. That's what it is. That's that's their company doing that. Nintendo shut down the Wii U services. Boo hoo baha. Get the games you want before you do that. PlayStation have done it as well too. Get it before you get that. Everything ain't gonna last forever. Which part of the world does anything last forever? Oh my goodness.
My latest generation consoles because the current generation doesn't feel as exciting or innovative as the last one did. And the last one didn't even feel that innovative aside from the Switch 1. So
really?
If insulting me for critiquing Nintendo and not blindly buying their latest plastic games toy makes you feel better, go ahead.
I'm not critiquing you for buying it. Is your reasoning and your logic is what I'm going to critique. If you don't want to buy the Nintendo Switch 2 because of... Again, your preference, okay, do you, bro? Do you, boo-boo the clown? But hey, if you're going to, but you gotta list like certain stuff that we're gonna see. Let's see if you list stuff that makes whatever. It's too expensive, again, compared to what you're doing. If the anti-consumer, which I am anti-consumer too, I am definitely anti-consumer. I want to be a customer, never be when it comes to gaming. I ain't want to be no consumer. I don't want to consume everything. You might say, oh, well, you know, you're Duo and you consume Nintendo stuff. And again, I have said again, I don't buy every Nintendo game because I don't, but I take my money, I buy games that are fun to me, and Nintendo's the one that's been most fun and more relevant to me. There's third parties out there that I like. Marvelous is one of them. Falcom is another one of them. Like those games appeal to me now and stuff like that. So I like third parties. I like indies. The indie devs a lot more too because I don't go for all indies because there's tons of indies out there. But I slightly pick here and here to find it. That's a customer. That's a customer. Right now, a great example. Sakura Rise of Ruins. I love the first game that they came up with. Beautiful game. Fun game, enjoyable game. The second one that's coming out now is different from the first one, a different genre altogether. I might like it, I might not like it. Right now, I'm on the fence of I don't feel it yet, but it could be something I buy. That's a customer. Your next one. I love Professor Layton game. The next Professor Layton game is coming out. Yeah, I'm gonna be 100%. If it's what it is, I'm gonna buy it. Did I buy Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright? No. Not saying the game was bad, but it just didn't gel with me. People loved it. They go have fun with it. Anderson loves it, and other people loves it. No, I bought Lady Layton on the 3DS, no less. Not on the Switch, on the 3DS version, because that's where I play most of the Professor Layton games. But just letting you know that. Just saying. So be a customer. Take your money and use it as wisely as you can. Let's see what you are, sir.
For everyone else, let's talk about how Nintendo lost its magic and my love.
Okay, let's
My
see.
first ever experience with gaming was an NES. No, it's not because I'm that old. It was my
Nah, it was with Tiger Electronic Games for me.
mom's NES that she had won in a raffle at college. It had Punch Out, Duck Hunt, Tetris, and of course, Super Mario Brothers. And it was always a really special moment when we were allowed to get the Nintendo out and play some games.
Yeah.
I fondly remember hooking it up to the back of the old CRT that I actually still use for my retro games and as a TV stand to this day. I remember changing it to channel 3 and just lighting up with excitement when the bell rang on Punch Out or when the iconic Super Mario theme started to play.
Okay.
The Nintendo gaming experience was and still is a quintessential part of my gaming experience and is part of what formed my taste in games even now.
Okay.
He's coming in the drive.
We already done see you're basically a YouTuber who's going to use a lot of commercials, and also a little pet peeve. I know, Sprite. I do know. Look, I don't want. I'm taking other people's videos to do stuff, so I give them their whatever revenue to do. This is fair enough for me. One, but two, it kind of goes against like it kind of goes against your saying that when you're talking so fervently about stuff when you're showing commercials and everything. That's not on my child because I do this for the love of the game. That's what it is. And three, YouTube, y'all pissing me off with how the way y'all do like lately now. Even my regular shows and stuff I watch through YouTube is sucking. When the way they just do fade out and straight into in the commercial, so they don't even get a chance to skip it or nothing. That sucks, but I get it. YouTube, you gotta make money somehow too, but it is kind of sucky. Other than that, I'm still here, so hey, I don't consume with YouTube.
A few years, and I was going over to my best friend's house to play Mario 64 and pod racing on the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
I mean, sure, the controller was made for a three-handed space alien, but as long as I could use it to aim at my enemies in GoldenEye, I didn't care. And even beyond,
I like how people like shit on the 64 controller, which was again revolutionary and very innovative, and I had fun using it. I used it as best as I can, and it was fun. I still have my 64 controller to this day. I still love that. I need to get that Nintendo one for the Switch. But yeah, I had fun with it.
that, the first music studio I ever recorded in had a GameCube in the lounge area just outside the booth, so while we were waiting for our turn to record, we could play Smash Bros. Even when I got a PS2 for Christmas, or after I saved up enough money to buy an original Xbox and fell in love with the Halo series, Nintendo was that one game company that I always came back to at some point. I even went out of my way to get every one of their consoles that I missed out on growing up for my collection. But over the course of the Switch One's lifespan, I've begun to feel that draw and love to Nintendo less and less. Not because the games feel worse or because the hardware is bad, although the Switch One's hardware objectively performs worse than a smartphone from like 3 years ago.
I like how a lot of people like to do revisionist history bullshit, like including you younger dudes who do this dumb shit. Oh, they should have came with a Switch 2 back in the Switch 1 era. Do you know how development freaking works? I swear y'all don't know how it works. And I apologize for the noise. The room that my wife's family booked is close to our main road, so it is what it is. But still, anyway. Dude, that part always puzzles me how they like to do revisionist history. It's like, what? At that time, that was what it is. It's what it could have pulled off. If it was so easy, sir, the Steam Deck would have been out. The Rogue would have been out. The Legion would have been out. They had concept for those kind of consoles coming out, but they didn't have the same thing as what Switch is. Don't get me wrong. They had consoles like that, and also they weren't mainstream enough. And again, Nintendo Switch sold way more than all those other consoles, even have better specs, PC handhelds combined. Stop with the revisionist history. It came out, it did what it did, it was good. Good lord.
No, I started to feel that draw diminish because the company behind the games and the hardware is just bad.
Not really.
Some people might even say cool. Now, before diving into my first reason, let me get this out of the way right up front. I am against piracy. Always have been, always will be. I do.
Okay. Here we go with the obligatory. I'm against, but here we go. Oh my goodness. You YouTubers to kill me with this bull crap. But let's see what you're going to say.
However, have some clarifiers to that, which I'll talk about in a little bit.
Okay.
But my first reason as to why I believe Nintendo is a bad company and why my love for them has diminished so much over the years is because of how they handle emulation. To be clear, however, I do believe that things like the Yuzu piracy situation that cost Nintendo millions of dollars and resulted in countless players playing Tears of the Kingdom before it even came out on the Switch was absolutely unacceptable and definitely.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, that's bad. Well, okay. That I'm happy you could find out that piracy is kind of bad, and when people use emulation to play games before they came out and do all kind of weird stuff to the console, that's a bad thing. Well, hip hip hooray for you that you figured that out. But do go on. Let's see what else you say.
Should have resulted in the company in question being sued and or shut down.
Yes, good.
Yuzu got what was coming to them for propagating piracy on such a massive and very public scale.
Yes.
But as a result of this, we also lost Citra. Now, what was Citra? Citra was a 3DS emulator, and its demise alongside Yuzu was pretty unfortunate because almost exactly 1 year prior to all of this happening, the 3DS eShop was shut down, and countless eShop exclusive games were just lost to anybody who didn't buy them when the shop was still open.
Maybe you buy it before the shop closes. I'm just saying. Or, it's so funny how he said at the beginning, remember he said, Nintendo's beating up on nostalgia and missing out. Look, I didn't buy a couple games in the Nintendo eShop for the Wii U or for the 3DS. I wish I had, but that's it. I moved on. Put on your big boy pants, man. You ain't gonna get everything. Good grief.
This meant that the only way to get these lost games and play
is
them
to live a life.
Was through ROM sharing and emulation.
How about live your life?
This is going to be where I clarify my thoughts on what is and isn't piracy. When I can purchase a game directly and legally from a company that is still actively supporting said game, and I choose to find a way to download it for free and circumvent the legal purchasing method, that is piracy. You are stealing a game.
No shit.
A game. However, if a company no longer supports the game, no longer sells the console that this game is only available on, and they aren't offering any kind of backwards compatibility or emulation on their current systems to run that game, how you get that game and play it is completely up to you.
And I know you're full of shit by saying that because you say recording. If they do that to your music, you will be pissed. Shut the hell up. Shh. There are people right now who can't play music back. It has to get 100 years to get out of it, so they could use it. That's how the copyright system works. So shut the hell up with that nonsense. Because if you made a popular song and you didn't sell the rights and you want to make money off of it, you will be like, oh well, I need my money for that shit too. Even though the album came out in 1990. Stop it. Get some help. I know that is as a musician, as a record label, as a producer, and everything, all that stuff. I know. So stop that lie, bruh. Oh my goodness, y'all. If it's not there, you live your life and you move on, or you go out there and seek and find a physical version of that, like anybody else, and you buy it. Oh wow. I never had that game, but you know what? It's a physical version of a game. Let me buy it and buy it. It's expensive. I know it sucks, but hey, I didn't buy it at the time. That is my price of not buying a game that I should have bought when I feel it. That's my penalty. But geez, stealing the whole thing? So you don't pay nothing at all? Yeah, okay. All right, bro. Whatever.
That's my belief. Feel free to disagree with
Disagree.
me. It's completely fine if you do, but if I can emulate something like PT for the PS4 without lining the pockets of a scalper on eBay who wants to charge $500 for a
Then you don't buy it and you move on with your life. Live your life. Jeez.
12-year-old console with one rare game on it, I'm going to take that method any day of the week. Alongside killing off Yuzu because of its rampant use in piracy, Nintendo also killed off an emulator that allowed gamers who missed out on some great eShop exclusives to still play them.
Yes,
it was a great piece of software for preservation, but the piracy that took place over...
That's not Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft, or PC Gaming's job to preserve shit. You have the... that is so weird. Look, bruh, we are customers. We make what we preserve. That's not our job. Our job is to buy the product and preserve it ourselves. Okay. The reason why Dreamcast have a certain amount of games that I like because I wanted to, and they're preserved because of me. I don't want to play every Dreamcast game. Every gamer is different. So what a game, that's why I always say what's perfect to me is not perfect to you, what's perfect to you is not perfect to me. What game I like, you might not like. So it's not up to the company to preserve the shit. It's up to you yourself. When the game come out, you buy it. And then you take care of it. It's kind of simple, just like your car. You buy your car, you preserve it. You get the music, you preserve it, whatever. We know you could download any type of music now because that's why the music industry is literally just falling apart. And I know that being a part of it is fun because now people could just download anything and you're getting a lot of generic music that's like bleh. Like the hip hop nowadays sucks. Pop nowadays, you get one or two songs that just stands out, but it's like you get like one hit that they're like, I don't listen to the radio no more. I just don't because there's no good music. I preserve music that I like in the past, and yes, I know you could go back to the past to YouTube it and all that stuff like that. But me, lucky for me, I have a lot of music, my eclectic music. I could go back to the past in my closet, pick out some CDs that I like, mix them together in the song maybe I want for whatever, and jam out to them bad boys. I'm just saying.
On the Yuzu side of things, pretty much ended both pieces of software.
Good.
Now, you might say, oh, well, Nintendo said that emulation is bad. They literally said so,
yes.
And they also said that it stifles creativity.
Yes.
I hate to break it to you, but Nintendo uses emulation themselves and have done.
No shit, because it's their own property, motherfucker. What the hell? If they want to emulate their own games that they own the rights to, who gives a shit? I don't care. They own the rights. Just like Sony or Microsoft. If they have the rights to it, which they do, they emulate. Jeez Louise. Again, I will go with a music analogy, but you get the point.
For a long time. Let me
No
ask you
shit.
something. Do you like playing Ocarina of Time on your Switch through Nintendo Online? Well, guess what? That's emulation. Do you own a Switch 2 and you want to play your Switch 1 games? That is
It's
also
emulation.
emulation.
Yeah.
Nintendo even...
Yeah, but it only work when I have the cartridges inside of the Switch 2 thing. So I have to own the game to play it. Do you not see the difference, my G?
retracted their statement against emulation when it was made abundantly clear that they were actively using it while crusading for the extinction of every other emulator.
And I'm guessing why they did that because of what you just said, which is so stupid. Yes, you could use the tool if it's legal, but if again, a person told me this was a stupid analogy. No, it ain't. It makes simple sense. Triple M, if you're in there, you know what I mean. Simple sense. God forbid you have simple sense. So it's just, they're using it. They own the rights. They got the copyrights for that game, for that music, for all that stuff. And they use emulation, the tool, so they could play your games. So here's the funny part that killed me. You kind of double speak. And a lot of gamers on YouTube do the same dumb thing. They try to think that is a dig against Nintendo. Oh, we got you, Nintendo. You hate emulation, but you use emulation. But they're not pirating other people's games. They're using emulation on games that they own. And then when they do that to bring back old games for you, morons to say, oh, well, I wanted to play Ocarina of Time. If I didn't get the 64 version or the 3DS version, oh well, here you go. Here's the Ocarina of Time. Here's the Nintendo preserving it a little bit for you guys, and y'all still bitching, ungrateful bastards. Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
In this area, I feel like Nintendo is more than happy to just let obscure games like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers be forgotten and trapped.
That's not their Oh my God, how stupid is it? Bro, you what are you? What are you? Chip and Dale was a good game. I enjoy it, but that's not a Nintendo game. You go talk to, and it was Capcom at the time, but it might be another company. You go talk to the company that did that and ask them to do that. Oh wait, they can't do that because they don't. They put it on a console. That's that. You buy the physical version or not, dude. I like that game. I played Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I'm not going out there to go emulate it because I don't have Mofo or Mystiphobia or whatever the thing is right now. My head is hurting me from this video. Oh my goodness. How people are so stupid.
Forever on something like the NES.
Yes.
But the moment that someone tries to emulate it, they will come down on that person with all the might.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, they will not do that against that. Because that's not their game. They will stop emulation of their games. That's how it works. I never seen Nintendo went after emulation for they did emulation on Sonic. What? No, that's Sega. No, it's been their games. They did that for, dude. Stop it.
Of their legal team. It's really disheartening, and it's the first thing I started to notice that began to chip away at my love for Nintendo.
Okay, whatever.
But here's the thing. Not everyone cares about emulation.
Thank
whether
you.
it be for game preservation purposes or otherwise. Maybe it's just not your thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait. You see what I'm saying? The double speak? So now nobody cares about game emulation? Good God. You can't make this shit up. You really can't.
Fine. That's totally fair. But what about modding? Granted, I am aware that people who don't care about emulation probably don't care to mod their games
Thank
either.
you.
But I'm sure that you like watching YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Stick with me. I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, let's see.
I'm fully aware that you probably don't care to try and modify your own games on the Nintendo Switch, but you're
Good.
watching me here on YouTube, which means you do like watching YouTube videos. So
Yeah.
would you enjoy watching people play single-player games like Breath of the Wild in ways that you've never seen before?
No.
Thanks to mods?
No.
I know I did. And honestly,
No.
it's fun to watch videos like that with any game.
But
Skyrim,
again-
Halo, and
That is a preference thing. So again, even though I do game and chill, and it's not, I can say one thing, it's not the most viewed videos on my channel, the game and chills on that. I just do that for fun, just to talk. It's literally game and chill is for talking purposes. Let's talk while I'm playing a game and having fun, and we just whatever. I suck at. There's some games where because I'm talking, because I'm a gamer. I'm that kind of gamer that if I'm talking about playing a game, I do worse than if I'm just enjoying the game itself. All right, that's just me. But that's me. Katie does it as well too. We just want to talk in peace. Hey, you guys come on in and talk. That's all cool. I do not watch. I'm again a preference. I'm literally labeling it. It's a preference. I don't like watching other people playing games. And like I said, if I see you talking about stuff like that in an interesting way, then I'm all right. But the gameplay is not what I'm here for. I give you an example. I think it's Copulus. Opulus, I can't. I got his name. He's a big Donkey Kong fan. He does a lot of nice jokes and stuff like that. Or Some Call Me Johnny. There's another one. I listen to the review of what he says and just and listen to what he's thinking. I really don't care for how he plays the game. I really don't. And when I see people mod the games to do stuff like, it's literally like, okay, whatever. To me, I lost interest. Again, that's my preference. Other people like doing this stuff, so I like watching that stuff. But I understand why company is going against the whole modding scene. Not all of it, but mostly of it. If you bought it, because they want to make sure they don't want people to get a false advertisement. And some gamers, a lot of you YouTubers do this bullshit. you don't want to get a false advertisement like, hey, well, where's Metroid in Zelda game? Why Pikachu is talking now? Why, like, that's not, they don't want a false advertisement up there for that. All right? I get that aspect of it. But I'll go 50-50 on you. That's a preference thing, like I said before, so I'll let it go. Let's see what else you go with this.
Yes, even Breath of the Wild. But in 2022, a YouTuber by the name of Wuteru, sorry if I completely butchered that name, had their channel hit with multiple Nintendo takedowns across numerous videos, which resulted in copyright strikes. Why? Well, because they were showcasing the Second Win mod for Breath of the Wild.
Yep, I saw that.
Single-player game from 2017, harming no one. I can totally understand Nintendo wanting to go after people who are modifying multiplayer games because those modded games mean that you're not getting a fun and fair experience across the board. But I feel like you should be able to mod single-player games where you are not interacting with anyone. And honestly, modification on those games is what keeps them relevant and fun.
Really?
Look at Skyrim. I mean, can you believe that Skyrim can look like this in 2025 when it came out all the way back in 2011? And I mean, hell, even if there are bad actors modifying Nintendo's multiplayer games and ruining the experience for everybody else, there's an easy way to separate those bad actors from those who just want to have fun and do some mods and homebrew in single-player games. Just do what Xbox did. Charge a fee to access a developer mode on your console that's sandboxed away from the main OS, and let those in that dev mode have at it. Then it's just a matter of banning the accounts of anyone who tries those mods in a public or non-dev mode setting. Simple as that. Don't go after YouTubers for harm.
You know what? I don't disagree on your point what you said right there. I don't disagree on your point right there. I am on your side on that part. Again, it's how funny how YouTubers will do anything to defend their livelihood while others, we don't give a damn about. But okay. Second Win. Yeah, it's not hurting anybody. Okay. But you still need... Now, I got a question. Just like MS2R, do I need to buy a certain game to get that dental mod? Then I won't have no problem with that. But we know MS2R was just his own game by itself. Second Win is his own game by itself. Do I play this and not play Breath of the Wild, the game that came out before it? Then there's the problem of, you diminishing the money that we put out for the games. That's why they will attack it. But again, not against your point what you just made right there. I'm with you with that point if that's the case. But we know how that works. We get a lot of bad actors. And the best, so most time, it just basically just squash everything just to get it over with. It will be easier than to pick and choose. And that's how, honestly, that's how it all works. But again, we'll see.
Mostly modding single-player games and showing it off to fans. But the thing is, this isn't the first time that Nintendo's gone after YouTubers. This time was a bit different because the creator didn't play their game exactly how Nintendo wanted, but this is the same company who also tried to push the Nintendo Creator Program, a program that forced creators to share revenue with Nintendo for any videos that featured their IP, even if Nintendo had no hand in the creation of the video.
No, but you use the IP, which is part of the reason why you have the video. Again, let's say they took to your music and did it. You will be pissed as a musician, sir. Stop it. Get some help.
Channel or the community behind the channel. Oh, hey, look, is this a game that we already sold you for $60?
Yes.
Well, because you love it enough to make a video about it, I'm sure you won't mind if you pay us to make that video as well, right? But the thing is,
if you're gonna make money off of it, I never joined the YouTube as a YouTuber. I never joined a community thing like for Nintendo, and they never copyright strike me or none of that stuff for it. Why? Because I was not using it for money. I was just playing the games. God forbid I just do something of a hobby for that. Now, for you creative types to do stuff and do like whatever, it's like, again, remember, there's a lot of people out there who use like Adobe Premiere and all the stuff like that. You know how it is. You're using somebody's process, you're gonna pay. Again, if you came up with the process, you came up with the IP, you're gonna ask them to get the money as well too. All right. So it's a double speak again.
We did mind. We minded enough that Nintendo actually backed off and shelved that, frankly, stupid idea.
Whatever.
And these two things were the second and third reasons why I started to lose my love of Nintendo.
Okay, good for you.
And as a content creator, this also hit very close to home.
As a content
But the
creator.
last straw for me personally, even before the Nintendo Switch came out, was the way Nintendo treats their fans.
How?
People like me who have grown up with their games, who have loved their IPs for literal decades. People who are the reason Nintendo is where it is.
Yes.
Where it is. They treat us like shit.
Not really.
For example, the number of fan passion projects that Nintendo has destroyed is insane. They're even suing Palworld right now because it's too similar to their Pokemon games, which frankly have been crap since Let's Go Pikachu. And yes, I went with Let's Go Pikachu. Like, hey, you want an Ocarina of Time game in the style of Link to the Past? Me too. But we better not talk about any possible fan projects like that because Nintendo will shut them down faster than a first-time PC builder who shorted something out in their system.
Because their own IP.
Just out of curiosity, you ever hear about Valve going after the Black Mesa project? Or what about id Software going after any Doom clone ever? No, of course.
Sony's done it, Sega's done it, Square's done it. But of course, you all don't want to talk about that. And also, let me point out as well, too, with all this stuff again, that was killing me when Sega let Sonic have all these fan projects. Do Sonic sell anywhere close to what Mario sells? No. Even though they got I will be honest, a better movie franchise than the Mario. You fans who love Sega Sonic, don't buy Sonic games. You buy you get the fan games. So yeah. How is that helping the company? Oh my goodness, the logic is killing me. All right.
You haven't, because these are studios who love and appreciate their community. But it gets worse.
Okay.
What if the soundtrack to Ocarina of Time or Super Mario Sunshine is your jam, and you just want to listen to it?
Yeah.
Well, there isn't really an official way to do it. It's not out on Apple Music or...
No. There's a bunch of YouTubers. I'm one of them who got music from Nintendo games, and you can listen to it uninterrupted and fun. Or me being a musician myself, I download the music app and I play the heck out of it. Me and my sister, we went to go pick up my mom from the airport a couple weeks ago. We were playing Mario Kart 8 music and try to name the track while we were going to the airport and having fun. We were doing that on the Nintendo app. God forbid we use something that's simple and easy. Jeez.
Spotify. The only ways you used to be able to do it was with CDs, but good luck finding those without them being scalped on eBay.
Okay.
And so because Nintendo keeps their soundtracks locked away in their Goomba safe vault, a YouTuber called Gilvasunder took to the task of providing these songs to the masses with no goals of monetization. There were no ads on their YouTube channel, no sponsors or anything like that. They were just trying to share these amazing pieces of art with the world. You know what that got them? 3,500 blocked videos and a terminated YouTube channel. Like, come on, guys, you're not going to share.
Okay, all right, then that's bad. I feel bad for him. I mean, because to be honest, I do the exact same thing. I don't monetize nothing, whatever, but I don't know why they have not said that, but whatever.
Any of this stuff, and then you're going to take an entire channel down just because they want to actually share the art that you created with the world? Like, come on. This is not Gary Bowser we're talking about. You know, Gary Bowser, the mod chip guy, the guy you also arrested at gunpoint, extradited to the U.S., sent to jail for 40 months, threw a fit over when he got let out after 14 months because of his good behavior, and who you also slapped with a $14 million fine so that he, at the age of 54, will be paying you for the rest of his...
Maybe don't do illegal stuff. I'm just saying. But okay, whatever. Again, the only reason he got that big-ass problem is because he showed other people how to emulate and steal from Nintendo. Again, if you show people how to steal from other stuff, in any video on YouTube, they will copyright stripe it and whatever, and some places they will come down on you. Again, it's so weird. Like I said, try that. Sir, go to Japan. Go to Japan and try some of the stuff that you're talking. You'll be in jail. Guarantee you'll be in jail. because it's not a Nintendo thing per se. It's a Japanese thing. That's what a lot of you YouTubers do not understand. Go to Japan. Literally, there's a law against doing what of copying movies and music and all that is a law. Not and it was not set up by Nintendo, but it was a law. So try that. I need to go. I know Trip. You did show me the video. I need to go find a video. I'll find a video and do a short little video about that, about the laws of Japan. People don't understand that, but yeah. Now, does it go over well in other countries? Not per se. I get you that. But the reason they have that situation because that's their customs. That's what they live around. That's what they do. They try to push it over here. Okay, yeah, it don't work all the time. I get it. I understand. Different country, different rules. We get that. Like I said, as a YouTube creator, like I said, as a fellow YouTube whatever I am, because I'm not a creator. I'm mostly just a mouthpiece. I just talk. Call me a Nintendo mouthpiece for what you said, and whatever. I again, I use gaming for fun and fun only. I don't care for all the craziness that you guys come up with. Are some of it entertaining? Yeah, some, not all. And everybody's trying to make money off of doing this is like the gold rush for YouTube is gone. But people still try it. I don't know to make it.